If we all work together to be a peaceful society, Jamaica can and will achieve the 4 goals under Vision 2030, especially number 2, a society that is secure, cohesive, and just. It's National Peace Day, being observed under the theme, Peace is the Way for a Better Day. And I hope you were an active participant today. Hello and welcome to Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. On the show, we talk more about Peace Day, break down the figures to be spent by the Ministry of National Security in the next financial year, and keep you up to date on the Houses of Parliament and Government Campus Project. Stay with us.
Let's get a little breeze on this land. All right. Now let's get some bounce in the rhythm. All right. Let's get some fire on our hearts. Now that is what we call all right. Run, come, get some Jamaica.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, March 5. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is reassuring the public that there are currently no confirmed cases of the new coronavirus, COVID-19, in Jamaica. An assurance was also given that should the virus reach our shores, the public will be immediately notified. Amidst reports that COVID-19 was detected on the island, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton cautioned against the spread of incorrect information about the virus. He instead urged the public to access credible updates and information from the Ministry of Health's website. In the meantime, the Airports Authority of Jamaica, AAJ, has implemented a raft of preventative and proactive measures to protect its stakeholders from COVID-19. In addition to the travel restrictions imposed on some countries, the AAJ has been screening passengers with heat-sensing scanners. Personal sanitation and protective equipment has been purchased, quarantine stations have been created, and the airport's emergency response teams have been bolstered. The AAJ has also ramped up its sensitization campaign. And Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith says government continues to provide support to Jamaican nationals currently in China. Speaking specifically to Jamaican students pursuing studies in the Asian country where the COVID-19 outbreak began, Minister Johnson-Smith says contact has been maintained with the students. Mrs. Johnson-Smith says the needs of the students are being met through communication with the Jamaican Embassy in China, parents of students, as well as chat groups created by the Jamaican Association in China.
It has been it's been a challenging set of circumstances to deal with, logistically challenging. And of course, you understand that there's a level of anxiety that you have to anticipate with persons being so far away from home. So there's even been movement to support persons emotionally as well through those means. So yes, we have students there, students from UA, students who are there privately, and students who are on government scholarships, but they are all being engaged with as best as possible, and their needs met also.
The Foreign Affairs Minister was addressing Tuesday's Public Administration and Appropriations Committee meeting of Parliament. In other news, the Jamaica Constabulary Forces Supplies Requisition System, dubbed iRequest, will be piloted this month. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang made the announcement at a diplomatic corps function on Tuesday. iRequest is an electronic management system aimed at monitoring and maintaining the police force's infrastructure while streamlining the requisition process. Minister Chang says the system's software was completed recently and a corporate area police station will be selected to test the system.
We have established a technology branch within the police force, commanded by an Assistant Commissioner of Police, to ensure the police not only have the equipment, but that they have a team to manage, to maintain, and to optimize its use at all times.
A draft of the National Diaspora Policy, NDP, has been approved by Cabinet as a green paper for presentation to Parliament shortly. Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, says the policy provides an institutional framework and a roadmap for cohesive engagement and partnership with the Jamaican diaspora worldwide.
The policy, aligned to Vision 2030, as well as the UN SDGs, envisions that by 2030 there will be transformative empowerment of the Jamaican diaspora to realize their fullest potential in their countries of residence while optimizing their contributions to national development.
Minister Johnson-Smith was addressing members of the Diplomatic Corps on Tuesday as part of activities for Diplomatic Week 2020. The week is being observed under the theme, Delivering a Decade of Resilience for All. And finally, the Electoral Commission of Jamaica has completed its final count of ballots in the recently held by-elections for the Clarendon Southeastern constituency. In a release Thursday, the Electoral Commission says the final count of ballots was concluded on Wednesday. It showed that with voter turnout at 18.6%, candidate Pernell Charles Jr. received 89% of the votes, while his opponent, Derek Lambert, secured 10% of the votes. The Director of Elections will now receive a report into the final count. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
Domestic violence and abuse has always been going on. Say to victims, report the matter, seek help, go to your local police. There are persons who are trained in the various divisions to deal with domestic violence and domestic abuse. We have 2 centers that are currently operational. One is at the Matilda's Corner Police Station. You can call the Matilda's Corner Police Station for that. The other one is at Air 5 Headquarters. That's on the same compound as Constant Spring Police Station. The number is 702-5120 or 702-5121. Co-workers, neighbors, family members, don't sit silently and say, oh, I knew they were having difficulties, but I didn't know the extent. No. Seek help on their behalf and tell your victim or your friend who is the victim, say to them, listen, I want to help you and I'm going to help you, but I have to seek help outside of me.
The Ministry of National Security has a capital budget of $15.9 billion to continue its capacity building projects in the upcoming financial year. We break down the figure and outline the different projects for you.
More vehicles. More technology, more infrastructure and social development. These are key areas of undertakings that will continue into the 2020-2021 fiscal year by the Ministry of National Security. With a budget of $93.9 billion, the ministry will use $78 billion allocated to their current estimates to take care of administrative expenses. The remaining $15.9 billion will be used to carry out major projects. Let's take a closer look at some of the major projects. First is the Security Strengthening Project with a purse of $400 million. Of that amount, $273 will be used to purchase and install equipment. These include management systems for case, jail, and station records. Equipment will also be purchased for the Firearm Licensing Authority, interconnection between agencies, as well as connectivity and surveillance at the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the Department of Correctional Services. The overall objective of the project is to build capacity to increase the conviction rate for murders.
This government is committed to improving not the working conditions of the police force and to providing the police with adequate resources to fight the criminal network.
The project is being funded by the Inter-American Development Bank (IDB) and will end in March 2023. Moving on to the Citizen Security and Justice Program (CSJP3). $235 million has been assigned to develop community asset maps, complete renovation on the Gale Multipurpose Center, and provide remedial education and vocational skills training. It will also evaluate the parenting and skill vocational program and conduct a victimization survey. The program is geared at improving governance and behavioral changes in targeted communities through conflict resolution, social inclusion, and increased employment opportunities for residents. The capacity of the Department of Correctional Services will be bolstered with the acquisition of vehicles and infrastructure development. For the 2020-2021 period, the National Security Ministry will continue delivery of the assorted vehicles. With $393 million, the ministry will also construct and renovate buildings at correctional centers and erect security fencing and cameras. As for the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF, the ministry intends to start construction of the forensic pathology suite, complete renovation of 40 police stations, and conclude pre-investment activities for 2 police divisional headquarters and the police headquarters. This will be carried out at a cost of $2.3 billion.
There's value in starting with the police building because we understand that to create public safety is maybe the most important thing in settling a community and reassuring the population that they should live where they are, invest where they are, and in fact help to grow the country.
Still on the JCF, $1.2 billion will go towards the purchase and installation of CCTV cameras and servers, as well as upgrade to the radio communication network and dispatch systems. The cybersecurity capability of the JCF will also be strengthened with new software and training at a cost of $930 million. More vehicles and bikes are being purchased to increase the mobility of the force.
This government took the position to make significant investment in the security services.
The Jamaica Defense Force JDF will receive similar capacity building from a capital A budget of $9 billion. Of that amount, $5.8 billion will be used to complete the procurement of aircrafts and equipment for securing Jamaica's borders. Other purchases include assorted military vehicles, cybersecurity software, and telecommunications equipment. The Ministry of National Security is using the remaining $1.5 billion to complete office space and barracks, as well as to construct simulation and training centers and a military dog facility.
There is significant investment being made in this great institution of the Jamaica Defense Force. We are spending the time, resources, and effort to upgrade your infrastructure, your tools and equipment, your ability to deliver even more.
The Ministry of National Security, building capacity to maintain law and order, rehabilitate offenders, and enable social development while protecting our borders and cyber networks against internal and external threats.
Besides doing all of those social interventions, we have to ensure we have a police force that is organized and resourced and outfitted to deal with all aspects of criminal activity.
Jamaica Eye is part of an island-wide network of camera surveillance systems designed to increase the safety of you, our citizens. If you have a camera system outside your home or office facing a public space, join us in helping to make Jamaica a safer place for all. Log on to jamaicaeye.gov.jm today. Jamaica Eye, we're all connected. The Ministry of National Security, creating a safer and prosperous Jamaica.
Up next, the Urban Development Corporation gives an update on the Houses of Parliament and Government Campus Project.
It started with a vision.
Discussions about a new parliament building have been on the table for over 50 years. But this is the farthest we have pushed the needle in 50 years.
And on May 17, 2018, that vision was transformed into action with the launch of the Houses of Parliament Design Competition. Approximately 24 entries were received from 178 persons.
I'm so impressed by everything that's been done thus far in the competition.
After much deliberation, it was time for the announcement.
At moments like these, we are all out of many one people.
Out of many one people emerged the winning design for the new Parliament building to be built in the National Heroes Park, eventually replacing Gordon House as the country's meeting place for the House of Representatives and the Senate. Since the announcement, the architects have been carrying out several engagements. These include a series of programming workshops with various stakeholders, verification meetings to further confirm the project space requirements, and schematic design presentations, which was used to solicit feedback for the next stage of design development. Following that, another set of workshops were held to share updated details to move the project into the next phase of construction drawings and documentation.
We're far in the detailing of that design, and that has been going on with key stakeholders such as the master planners for the larger area, the feasibility assessment professionals for the larger project, our municipality, of course, always our partners in development, the security forces, and of course, the users of the House, including the parliamentarians and the parliamentary staff.
Residents and businesses in the nearby communities also participated in the information sharing at the National Heroes Park. Chairman of the Greater Allman Town Community Development Committee was appreciative of the consultative approach by the UDC.
It's a great feeling as a resident and a worker in Allman Town. We look forward to the development. It sounds awesome, and we just look forward to a broader partnership.
To date, the architects are on schedule, within budget, and are scheduled to complete the construction drawings and documentation by June 2020. Christopher Bent shares the work being done by Design Collaborative.
The project has extended into not just HOP building, but also the entire park, 52-acre park. And what we've been doing over the last several months is engaging stakeholders in trying to understand what the requirements are for not just the House of Parliament, but also the park.
Subject to approvals and procurement timelines, construction is scheduled to commence in the first quarter of 2021, with a 24-month timeline ending in the third quarter of 2023.
So we've seen early sketches, especially as they relate to the park and as it relates to the urban context and how that gets stitched into the neighborhood. So we've been working a lot to help understand how that is achieved, and I think the architects are doing that.
The UDC is leading the planning and construction of the new Parliament building, which is a component of the master plan to redevelop downtown Kingston. It also includes the development of a government campus on the outer bands of the Heroes Park. The corporation, in keeping with its commitment to developing green spaces into urban development, has incorporated the GOJ's 3 Million Tree Initiative as part of the plans for the park. The first 100 trees will be planted throughout 2020.
The National Heroes Park will see the planting of a total of over 1,000 trees, contributing not only to this initiative, but also to the development and creation of more green spaces in Jamaica.
If we do not make these decisions, then Jamaica, as it exists now, the beauty of it, the sustainability of it, will not exist for a future generation. So it's not just an option, it's actually an imperative to protect the environment.
The Urban Development Corporation, making development happen sustainably. To learn more about the work of the Urban Development Corporation, call 656-8031 or visit their website at udcja.com. You may also follow them on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, or visit their information center on the ground floor, Kingston Mall, downtown Kingston.
More life.
More memories.
More moments.
Jamaica Moves is a call to action to prevent non-communicable diseases. Get active. Eat healthy. You can protect yourself from high blood pressure, obesity, asthma, certain cancer diseases, and more.
Today, March 5, is National Peace Day, being observed under the theme Peace is the Way for a Better Day. The day was launched in 1996 by Peace and Love in Society pals, with the aim to create awareness among schools and the public of the need for peace. And so each year, students participate in a special assembly through poetry, song, dance, music, and drama. They also carry out exhibitions and street marches to encourage the need for a peaceful society. Street marches are also carried out in several communities in partnership with the Violence Prevention Alliance and the Peace Management Initiative PMI. Persons supporting the initiative are asked to wear blue, while motorists are encouraged to fly a blue ribbon from their vehicles and to keep their headlights on. Let's keep the theme for Peace Day 2020 active throughout the year. Peace is the way for a better day. Let's hear now from the man or woman on the street on how we can contribute to a more peaceful society.
What we need more is love, really. We need more love. And we need to talk up. You see, the community them, where the criminal them, we need to talk up. We need to stop hide the criminal them. And that will help the system.
We have to try and live more loving with each other. That's all I can say.
Well, we can just create certain avenues where youngsters can vent, because there's a lot of stuff that they keep pent up. So create like more facilities for counsellors and all them, so them can vent and start a conversation.
If something happens, just go to the police instead of taking it into your own hands.
I basically think that we should educate the youths them. I mean educate them, not just academic education, but them if you have a knowing of self. Because when you have a knowing of self, then you're going to stop all these other craziness, because you're going to know where you're really worth. And when you know where you're really worth, yeah man, all the idleness are going to stop.
Sensitizing youth is always a good place to start, because if the children are properly educated as to how to resolve conflict and deal with situations that might be difficult or frustrating, then they can truly be better able to handle or resolve an issue without taking violent measures or an unpeaceful approach.
You can speak up. Like if you do the children anything, them can just speak up and stuff like that. Don't hide stuff, and if you don't know the guy them that kidnap kids or them some there are molesting kids, them can like them talk, go to the police, children. The parents them must not hide it, because sometimes the parents them is afraid.
Stop the killing and live good with one another. Just tell the young youth them let go the gun thing.
You see, if everybody come together, back then them used to say the village grow the children, So I think Jamaica should, use some of those methods that they used back then in the past. And I think if they do that, Jamaica will be a better place.
Almighty God, creator and sustainer of life, we are humbled by your acts of kindness to us over the years. You have journeyed with us through the bitter years of slavery and have brought us the gift of our emancipation.
We thank you for those who, with determination, have led the way to our freedom.
We celebrate another act of your goodness.
We have matured. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. We give you jubilant praise and thanks, oh God.
Gracious God, despite our shortcomings, we have much for which to give you thanks. You have been faithful to us in good times and in challenging times. We pause to give you thanks for all your expressions of love, O God. We celebrate and give thanks for the harmony that exists among us.
Truly, we
are living witnesses of what it means to be, out of many, one people.
We give you thanks for the infrastructural developments that have taken place over the years. We celebrate and give you thanks, O God, for the giftedness of our people, their kindness and creativity, their indomitable spirit that have resulted in excellence in all areas here at home and within the diaspora.
Oh God, we truly love our country, and we thank you for making us a special people admired by the world.
We thank you for all the men and women and young people and children who continue to play their part to make their mark towards our ongoing development. Almighty God, as we move forward, we place Jamaica land we love into your care. Watch over us, enlarge our territory, allow the reign of your peace and justice among us. Establish your kingdom among us and help us to realize our full potential. We ask this in your high and exalted name. Amen.
The ECJ will be renewing all voter ID cards. Visit any EOJ constituency office or voter ID card renewal center if your card has an issue date of 2015 or before. Cards with issue dates 2016 or later will automatically be reprinted. The ECJ will notify cardholders when cards are ready. Current ID cards will be valid until December 2020. For more information, contact the ECJ.
This is where our journey ends, but only for today. Join us again tomorrow when we bring you another informative program. In the meantime, stay connected via our website, jis.gov.jm. And while you're online, send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm or via tweet at JIS News. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.